We're gonna get started, and I would love for our panelists, you can introduce yourself, tell us what's the company that you represent, and also what gets you excited about being here today. So,
My name is Christopher Guzman. I am the Director of International Talent and Acquisition. I handle 2 countries, which is the United States and Jamaica. So if you ever want to go to Jamaica, not a fun trip, just to work, let me know. And then I represent ULN Aviation, so in the ground handling business, logistics, and so on, as well as facility management for different private companies around the United States and again, Jamaica.
what gets you excited about being here?
Oh, that's right. Future leaders, actually. I have an internship, so I hope that I can find a shining star today.
Hi everybody, my name is Mia from Archangel Education and Technology. So I serve as their Chief Evangelist. I handle all of the marketing initiatives and the workforce development. So we have 2 internship programs actually at the high school and the college level. I would say the thing that excites me most about being here is one phrase, it would be opportunity. I love to connect with new students and give them the opportunity to break into tech. At Archangel, we believe in technology with soul, and for us that means that we are deeply student-centered and making sure that the students are at the forefront of every initiative that we have. We service schools all over the nation, all over the United States, for IT solutions, hardware provisions, infrastructure, cybersecurity, professional development, and of course our internship initiative. So it's a great company to work for.
Thank you, Mia.
Hi, Priscilla Rodriguez. I'm here with Helmet Worldwide Logistics. We're a logistics provider. I am their talent and organizational development manager for the Americas. And if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like a college counselor, but career coaching kind of, right? So I set up all of the programs for opportunities, for career development, for leadership development, and for our products so that you can continue to grow our company. And what I'm excited about today is hopefully giving you some really good tips that you can take away with you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Priscilla, Mia, and Chris. If you are a student coming out of college and you don't have a lot of experience, right? What are the things that an employer will look at beyond GPA? You know, what are the things that are important? What are the things that make a student stand out and different and attractive, even though, that student might not have a lot of experience? And, feel free to
I'll start if you don't mind. I feel very passionate about this one. So we don't look at GPA much, which is not to say that other employers won't look at it. They might, right? What we're looking for is character. I can teach you a skill. I can't teach you the character. I want to know you're reliable. I want to know that you're accountable. I want to know that you're curious, that you're coachable, that you're willing to take feedback and put it into actionable steps. That's what I want to know.
I love it.
I think for me, and as someone who goes through, I would say over 100 resumes a year, there are a lot of students that feel as though they don't have the experience. True. There's always an opportunity to be had in your projects that you want to do for yourself. So something that I always tell my students is even if you don't necessarily have the best GPA, which isn't really what I look at, I would always rather take someone with let's say a 3.0 or a 2.5 or whatever it is over somebody with a 4.0 that maybe doesn't have the character or doesn't have the communication skill or cannot, speak professionally in the workspace. But I want to see people that have a go-getter attitude, that are very proactive. Say, I built this project on my own and I created the opportunity for myself.
I want to piggyback from Mia's and Priscilla's, and also take a different approach also to this, right? GPA is not as critical as you think, but it's a part of you, right? So when I look at GPA, I ask myself consistency and discipline, right? And so, but it's not defiant of who you are. Character it is. We can teach you processes, we can teach you systems because they've been developed. Someone learned it before, someone will learn it tomorrow, so we'll learn it today. But I cannot teach you to be proactive. I cannot teach you to be energetic. I cannot teach you to be curious. That has to come from you. And aside from that, I would say that transferable skills are all equally important, right? So if you apply for a higher level that requires customer service, for example, and you've been a waiter, how do you apply that, right? How you handle difficult situations where you will have to kind of deal with a difficult customer? Or better yet, let's talk about more technical numbers, etc. A project is cool, right? Did you manage an Excel spreadsheet or a schedule for your colleagues alike in managed the project to pure execution, and guided the team to have equal responsibilities and energy. I mean, there's a lot to it, but it's at the end of the day, it's really how you sell yourself. When you sit in front of me, you have to be able to tell me a story about you that I am able to buy, because you're a business. Your name is your brand, right? And so at the end of the day, I think GPA, it's a part of you, but it's not what you are and who you are. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you. So many insights here. We're in Women's History Month, and in the context of Women's History Month, specifically for you, Priscilla and Mia, so how do you see the role of women in your industry, and kind of like how it has evolved, and what are the gaps and opportunities that you see there?
No, I was going to say, I'll let Mia, because she's very passionate about
I'll go first.
Obviously, we're an educational technology company, right? Our Archangel prides ourselves on being very inclusive and taking people from many different backgrounds, regardless of gender or mindset. But what I have seen is that, as we all know, in education, there is predominantly women, right? But in technology, on the other side, you see that, on the technical end, let's say for IT or for cybersecurity, that is still a very male-dominated field. Recently, I would say it was last week, we did a cybersecurity event at the Wolfson campus that we hosted with B-Sides, and I was really disheartened to see that the majority of the room was still male-dominated. I only met with, I would say, about 5 women. And being that you're here at Miami Dade College, I would say, please take advantage of going off on a tangent now, Jorge, sorry, but please take advantage of the fact that there are, AI classes and cybersecurity classes for you to take, because we are seeing there's a shift, right? On LinkedIn and across the board in the marketplace, we're seeing that women in executive level positions is on a downward trend. But then on the other hand, we're also seeing that there are a lot of women that are starting and founding their own businesses. So there is no limit to what you can do. I just think that, we just kind of have to have the bravery to try.
I'll take off right from what she said. I think the bravery part. My industry is predominantly male dominated. It has been for years. My company's been around for 175 years. We just got the first or second woman executive on the board. And that's not to say that we're not inclusive. We want to be inclusive, right? But I think as women also, where there's room for opportunity, is raise our hands, right? Help each other fly, give each other opportunity, find our mentors early so that we can learn to build those relationships and make the place for ourselves. We have to make the place for ourselves. No one's going to ask us to come to that table. We have to come and make space for ourselves and to Chris's point, right? Communicate. What is our influence? What is our value? What are we bringing to the table? We don't have to be like men. We can lead like women, and we still bring a hell of a lot to the table. And I think being brave enough to have those communications and having the skills of communication to tell that story and influence and bring that value is what's going to be key.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This is great. I want you to think about a specific person that you have hired, specifically someone young, right? With a student level. And I would love for you all to share one thing that kind of like made that person stood up. One thing that was different and special about that person.
I hire a lot of very, very talented young professionals in my 12 plus years in this industry. But there's someone that when you said that came to mind immediately. And the reason why that person came to mind was because no labor experience, nothing of the past. Did have an internship actually. She started young. But what stand out was the way of communication. She just had a way with words, and to be able to tell us a little bit about her in details and how relatable was her experience to the position she was applying for. It was an entry-level position. It was human resources, and her ability to translate the information into what really is what we were looking for, how we should feel in the role, the culture, how we should communicate with the colleagues internally, and also externally, and what value would she get and what value we should bring. And all those answers were given to me in just 30 minutes, right? But I can also tell when someone is reading from a script within 30 seconds, right? So be yourself. I would say always. That will always sell you out. But be yourself, knowing not really who you want to be, but really knowing the story where you want to be. None of us here probably didn't have a plan where we wanted to be today, And we just were a product of our environment, and we probably were the ones who raised a hand and said, throw me in there, coach. You need a manager? I'm your guy. I'll do it. We did not have any experience probably in the past, but we figured it out, and we probably have mentors to guide us through the way. So to answer your question in a very short view, and answering at this point, is that look for your story, tell your story, how reliable you can be when you interview, and transferable skills, and so on and so forth.
I love what you said. I love about the character and being who you are and being true to yourself. You know, that's something that at Archangel we really believe in, and we take pride in the fact that all of us are different. But when you ask Jorge about what's the difference between some of, I can't pick one star intern, because all of my students, I'm very proud of them, and they're all special. And I have so much love for all of them, because they all grow to be such wonderful people in the short time that they're with us. But with the students that have touched me the most, there's a phrase that I like to tell a lot of students, and that is gap filler. A gap filler. Someone that is not only proactive, but someone that realizes, okay, just because the tasks and the work that I have finished now is done does not mean that I am finished. How else can I help you? What other problem can I solve for you? So gap filler and problem solver. Some of the best students that I've ever had now, some of them work at Tesla, some of them have gone on to get their master's degrees, some of them still work with me. They have all been a gap filler. Someone who believes in the mindset that the company has, which is that technology with soul mindset, and putting, other people before ourselves, and recognizing, how can I contribute to this organization? How can I make this organization better? Even if it wasn't already written in a document or an SOP or what have you, how can I improve this process? How can I take a weight off of your shoulders? And the people that are always proactive in that sense will always be successful, because they never stop looking for more to achieve.
So I can think of two off the top of my head. They're all good to be as point. They're all wonderful, especially when they're young and fresh. They are very curious, right? So, but I can think of two specific scenarios. One was an apprentice, and I think creating curiosity, right? Pushing the boundary, raising your hand before you're ready, understanding that you don't have to have it all figured out to raise your hand and say, put me in, coach. Let me do it. Let me try. Let me ask some questions and see where I get there. And those are the people that open doors up for themselves, right? Another one I can think of is someone who came onto my own team, right? And maybe didn't have the skill set, but started learning and started getting curious. She started at the reception. She's sitting right here, actually. She started at the reception, but she made the room for herself. She got curious. She kept asking. She kept building her skills up. She kept making sure she had the right questions. And she's room too, where she's today. So I think staying curious, building room for yourself, making space for yourself.
Great. Thank you for being so thoughtful, guys. What is one piece of unfiltered advice that you would give one of these students?
That's a difficult. That's a difficult question. But there's a couple of things, and hopefully we can piggyback from each other. Maybe fill out the gaps. Find a mentor. Find someone that is that has a version of you that you want to be. And so this mentor will guide you through it, right? Sometimes those mentors are busy, but the curiosity and the energy has to come from you, right? Once they see that you're hungry, be starving, and ask a lot of questions and learn from them. Mentorship can guide you a long, long way, especially networking. Today's date, I can give you some analytics actually. Between two countries, I look at, in a monthly basis, more than 500 plus resumes. I don't remember every single person's name, but I can tell you one thing that I do remember, and it's when I meet someone in person by name and they network with me. They have a relationship with a from me or a colleague that I trusted because their opinion is valuable. So in other words, I say mentorship and I say networking. I start now, not tomorrow. Today's here, right? Tomorrow may not come. So start today, and always stay open, right? Because again, you never know where you're gonna end up at. Just keep raising your hand. If you don't know, figure it out. We'll get there.
And don't wait too long to find that mentor. And it doesn't have to be somebody outside of whack, right? It could just be the person the next step ahead or two steps ahead. Don't wait until you're too far in your career to decide on your mentor. It could be anybody. It could be your prima. It could be your cousin. It could be your sister. It can be somebody who's already walked the path who can start leading you there.
Sometimes people don't value the importance of having a mentor, but when you ask successful people, what were the things that really helped them in their path? many people, if not everybody, will say, I had a mentor, I had a group of people, I had people that I could go and ask for advice and guidance when I needed. So
You had someone to believe in you, yeah, in a tough point, and you weren't sure where you were going. And I love what you said, Chris. And I think to piggyback a little bit off of that, you can make that yourself too. If you're at a point in time right now where you don't necessarily have a mentor and you don't know what to do, there are plenty of resources online, right? We're in the age of technology where information is now accessible to everyone. If you don't know something, you can easily learn it, right? I have a few influencers that I absolutely love on LinkedIn. One of them's name is Erin. I'm sure you guys have heard of her. She has the Secret Language of Work book that I absolutely adored. So if you don't know how to step into that professional environment and you don't know how to speak or even how to dress, right? There are resources for you out there. So don't think that I need to sit here and wait for an opportunity to befall me, or, I haven't found my mentor yet. What do I do? There's always a way for you to put that one foot forward. And always, I think, one unfiltered piece of advice that sometimes I have to tell my students that I don't like: dress for the opportunity that you want, not the opportunity that you have. Because the way that you present yourselves to others is extremely important. That first impression, you are never going to get it again. So make sure that, when you're putting yourself out there, that you feel confident when you step out the door. If you step out the door and you say, I'm going to win today. That's actually something that my boss says. Shout out to Massimo Miliano. He's mentored me a lot.
Prioritize progress over perfection, right? Your path doesn't have to be linear, right? It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You can pivot, you can always change. You're already ready. You already have the skills. You're already here. You're already curious. You're already showing up for yourself. Open up the door for yourself, right? Make sure you stay vulnerable enough to be willing to be seen while you're still learning, right? Another thing that I wish they would have told me earlier in my career is prioritize communication skills. Why? Because the communication skills will lead you to ask good questions. It will lead you to make the networking opportunities that you need to make for yourself without it being a chore, right? It'll come naturally. It'll be second nature to you if you have the communication skills to do it. And if you do it soon enough and you continue to build on it, those opportunities will present themselves. And to the mentoring point, exactly, specifically, be ready. Don't worry. It doesn't matter. Be vulnerable. It's okay if you don't have all the questions in your mind. Progress over perfection.
So thank you again for sharing, and thank you for a lovely conversation. Let's give them, please, a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate taking the time to be here with us. What has been the greatest challenge or challenges that you face when you need to fill in the position?
Thankfully, through the company, I had the opportunity to do this every semester. I find that outreach is hardest for the students. All of us, we're all living in our own perspective, right? In our own reality, and it's hard to kind of, realize that I need to put myself out there, right? If I'm thinking from the lens of a student. So I know that for us, there have been semesters where we get over 100 applicants, and then there have been semesters where I have less than 20. So I know that that's been one of the biggest challenges for us at some points, is doing outreach and making sure that the students are actually seeing the opportunities that we have put out for them. But thanks, to the help of the Idea Center and to MDC Works, we all collaborate really well together, and I think that communication and that partnership really makes a difference, at least in my case. But that has been a thing, making sure that it's visible to students.
If I can think of when we come to these career fairs, I think some of the things that stand out to me is wanting to be a manager when you haven't set foot in the office or have no experience even as a receptionist. So I think that experience, right? Not having the experience, work, it doesn't matter if it's receptionist, it doesn't matter if you're in retail, create those work experiences and skills that we can see on the resume.
I think one of the biggest challenge, and I think Mia said it, and for me in a little bit there, was that sometimes you get a good season of resumes, sometimes you don't get a season of nothing, right? So the volume decreases, and you cannot predict it. I would say that one of the things that definitely is necessary nowadays is because AI has become so influential, as well as metrics and numbers, and how you convert those numbers into actual valuable products. I would say that in understanding or some sort of exposure to Excel, to Power BI, to macros.
What track record do women have in your industry, in your organization?
We celebrated International Women's Day very recently. In Yulin Aviation, in Grupo Yulin, in all of our countries, we have women leadership. Matter of fact, our CEO is Maria Fernandez, and she is very intelligent, very accomplished woman in her industry and profession. My boss also is a woman. My boss colleagues are also women, the CEO of Operations for Aviation. What am I trying to say? I think like, I gotta give a shout out to Mauricio. He's the numbers guy behind some of the records. But correct me if I'm wrong when I say this, okay? 68% to 70% are women, a good number, right? And they are, don't undersell yourself. You have a skill. This is an equal opportunity environment, regardless of what you may hear, right? Regardless of what you may hear, you just have to put yourself on, and I would say this bluntly, on uncomfortable situations. Uncomfortable situations means that you're experiencing something new to yourself, right? And so, for example, getting your first interview, that's uncomfortable. You may fail, but fail again, and fail forward. Fail looking up so that way you can get up. So the idea here is that I think that it's all about values, and it's all about transferable skills, it's all about technical skills, soft skills, etc. It's your character that actually, at the end of the day, you're selling. So woman, man, Hispanic, non-Hispanic, don't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You fill in a position, you fill in a gap filler.
I'm actually really happy to say that the majority of Archangel is comprised of women. So we have a very woman-friendly space. It's really nice to have, because in my other jobs and throughout my career, my life, it wasn't always like that. So I would say, actually all of our executive leaderships are men, but the majority of the company is women. And so the way that I like to think of it, an analogy is, with the women keep things running, right? Because we're very detail oriented, and we're very passionate about what we do. So don't ever put yourself down, for the girls in the space that are listening right now. Put yourself out there, be passionate, and be who you are, right? For us, that's what the technology and soul means. We are the human aspect and that soul that we bring to all of the work that we do and the opportunities that we get for our students. And we have so much love and care to give and everything, in whatever job it is. So just don't sell yourself short, honestly. Because usually sometimes we say what needs to be said.
Right. For us, we found out last week we're about at a 50-50 overall for the world. So I think we might make some headway. I think there's still space to grow. We have monthly meetings just for women where we talk about leadership, we discuss mentoring, we create opportunities to ask questions. I'm calling her space. So that's our big initiative for the next 5 years, is to increase the opportunities for women. We have to continue to champion for each other. We have to continue to pay it forward. Somebody paved the way for me, I'm paving the way for somebody else, and whoever I pave the way for should pay it forward as well. Right. So that we can continue to create opportunities.
Thank you. Thank you again for sharing your experiences.